So it's time for the Hindu Rashtra debate with our panelists this evening, and let's have an engaging discussion, gentlemen. Let's debate the Hindu Rashtra. Let's debate this concept of Hindutva and what Yogi Adityanath said and why it's a problem, because it is Yogi Adityanath who has said it. Kamal Faruqui, political analyst, joins us. It's been a while, Mr. Faruqui. Good to have you back on the Newshour. Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Dr Sudhanshu Trivedi, national spokesperson of the BJP. Trivedi ji, namaskar. Shahid Siddiqui, good evening, sir. We had a chat about this earlier in the evening. We'll take that further. Devashish Jararia, good evening. Joining us, he's from the BSP, joining us from our Noida studio. And Ratan Sharda with us here in the Mumbai studio. He's an author. And tonight we'll see whether he toes the RSS line or he has his own version and interpretation of this entire Hindu Rashtra debate, Ratan Sharda. But first, ladies and gentlemen, here's why. Yogi Adityanath, on the face of it in the interview, might have said nothing wrong. Hindutva is a way of life. He has said, his quote is on your screens, to the right of your screens. What he said in 2009, let's juxtapose this and say why this should be a problem. In 2009, he says, when I speak, thousands listen. When I ask them, they rise, ask them to rise and protect our country. Let's continue that and let's move forward. Hindu culture, they obey. If I ask for blood, they will give me blood. I will not stop till I turn Uttar Pradesh and India into a Hindu Rashtra. This is what he has said not so long ago, in 2009. This is across some media spaces. This is what Yogi Adityanath said. So today, in this interview, when Yogi Adityanath says the idea of a Hindu Rashtra is not wrong, Supreme Court has clarified that Hindutva is not a religion but a way of life, and if that route is used, and if that helps to our people to improve their life and bring in happiness to it, then I don't think there should be any problem in accepting this. But the problem is, sir, that those who understand Hindutva, they will also understand that Hindutva as a concept, as a philosophy, talks about Indianness, is more aligned to Bharatiyata and not Hindu Rashtra or Hindu-ness. That's the argument. Kamal Faruqui, let's open up with you.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, in fact, that a chief minister, who is a constitutional head of one of the largest states of the country, in fact, if he opens his mind and he talks this way after assuming the power, it shows that the whole election process, whatever was done, in fact, that was having a definite plan. And this is really concerning the entire country, in fact, because we are moving absolutely in a different direction, and we are moving in a way wherein the minorities would not be having any right, as Subramaniam Sahab has already said that their voting rights should be withdrawn, and the Dalits and Adivasis and large section of the Hindu society who do not believe in this concept would be having no place to live in India.
Believe in which concept?
And the way the things are moving, the unconstitutional.
So, do you have a problem with Hindutva as a concept?
Believe in this Hindu Rashtra.
No, I'm asking, do you have a problem with Hindutva as a concept?
No, actually, I don't want to go into. I in fact don't want to get into that, because that was absolutely a wrong interpretation of the comments of the judgment of Honorable Supreme Court, and we don't agree with this judgment also. But anyway, Hindutva, people say that it's a way of life, but for me it's not a way of life. My way of life is Islam. As a philosophy, I don't believe in Hindutva. As a philosophy, I don't believe in Hindutva.
As a philosophy, you don't believe in a cultural ethos that is the bedrock of our civilization. That is the bedrock.
I believe in a cultural ethos. I believe in Indianness. I believe in Bharatiya. I believe in Bharatiya. I believe in my country. But that does not mean that it should be given a name of the religion. When we are talking about
the moment you say Hindu Rashtra, it takes religious connotations. Sudhanshu Trivedi, that's the opening argument from Kamal Faruqui, saying Hindu Rashtra is a problem.
Absolutely.
Calling it Hindu Rashtra is a problem, and somehow it just looks like there are certain groups within the BJP who desperately want to call it only the Hindu Rashtra, despite very well knowing that it gets a different meaning altogether. This Hindutva ka chogha ओढ़ के ये कुछ और खेला जा रहा है.
Actually, there is a problem in understanding.
Sudhanshu ji.
There is a problem in understanding both these words, Hindu and Rashtra. Nobody is able to understand the exact meaning, and also they are also enshrined by the propaganda which is going on since last 60-70 years. Hinduism is not a religion. I can say with full confidence, you quote a single parameter by which Hinduism can be termed as a religion. A single book? No. Single God? No. Single way of worship? No. Single place of worship? No. Then it can only be a way of life. It cannot be religion. There is no similar word in English. Hindu dharma hai, religion nahi. Religion is like a road and dharma is like dharti, which controls all sort of. And now come to Rashtra. Rashtra word is not of political connotation. Today we have a concept of nation which is called politico-territorial nation, a piece of land governed by one political entity. But we believe that Rashtra is a geo-cultural nation. For example, today the entire area of Vedic civilization is in Pakistan. But does Pakistan owns it? No. All over the world it is taught under Indian civilization, under Indian history. Nankana Sahib is now in Pakistan, but it is the part of the Indian ethos and the Indian nation. But somehow the problem of misinterpretation of these things, and with humble request, Kamal Faruqui ji is a very learned person, I would like to remind him, Jawaharlal Nehru in Discovery of India, page number 74, he has written that terming Hinduism in a religious connotation will apt to mislead the situation. It has to be taken in the widest concept of Indian culture. And lastly, I would like to say, if I ask you, name a single country in the world in which all religions of the earth are there, it is only India. The Zoroastrians are vanished from Iran, but they are in India. The only country we have not discriminated about Jews. And with due respect, I would like to say, the only country in the world in which all these 72 sects of Islam is there is no Muslim country. It is only India. Yes, this is the basic fundamental.
So where is the problem? You've extolled the virtues and you've given a great lesson in history, Sudhanshu Trivedi. But why is it that our census talks about Hindus, Muslims and other people? So the association is with a particular group of people, that is majority of this country is Hindus. So there is a religious connotation, Ghanshyam Tiwari. So is that or is it just semantics? Is it just a particular choice of words? I'm opening up the debate, Sudhanshu ji. So let's listen into the other points of view. Ratan Sharda, Shahid Siddiqui and Devashish have not yet spoken along with Ghanshyam Tiwari. So let's go to Ghanshyam Tiwari. Yeah.
Anand, very quickly. Sudhanshu ji just gift wrapped an idea which is very dangerous to the idea of India, and I'll tell you why. Guru Golwalkar wrote about Hindu Rashtra for the first time in his books, A Bunch of Thoughts, which was his second book, and first book, Nation Redefined, and clearly put 4 tenets to the idea of Hindu Rashtra. 1, citizenry to only Hindus. 2, people of backward caste would serve the upper caste. 3, people who are Christians, communists and Muslims are anti-India. And 4, language as in Hindi will unite the country. These 4 tenets define what Hindu Rashtra, the Hindu Rashtra that Yogi Adityanath is talking about, the Hindu Rashtra for a long time that BJP or RSS has talked about, and this is not my articulation, this is what Madhu Limay wrote in 1979, the year I was born. So I was just reading that. The Hindu Rashtra as articulated by Sudhanshu ji is fascinating, but it's not the idea that Yogi ji is communicating. Yogi ji is communicating the idea of Hindu Rashtra by RSS, written by Golwalkar, and it is dangerous for this country.
So everybody will cite
to build a religious nation.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, what is happening?
Rather than build the nation.
What is happening right now is, Ghanshyam Tiwari, I'm not questioning your source, but Ratan Sharda says it's secondary source that you've got your information. So Ratan Sharda, dive in and let's get your point in. Is there a problem?
I'm just mentioning 2 books. When Ratan ji responds, please ask him about 2 books that Guru Golwalkar wrote. Right. The Nation Redefined. Let's also see how is Hindu Rashtra defined in those 2 books?
because there is this whole thing that even the RSS has pushed this whole concept of a Hindu Rashtra, Hindu. They want to put, because they know it irks a certain segment on the other hand, and this play of words is what is convoluting the real meaning of what Bharatiyata or Hindutva mean. Because essentially, according to Atal Bihari Vajpayee sir, Bharatiyata and Hindutva mean the same. So from where this concept of Indianness gets evolved into Hinduness, and then somebody else says ki nahi, this is a religious program, this is majoritarianism agenda which is being played under this entire philosophy, and Supreme Court, you're using this as a what do you say, as a crutch to try and prop up your theory.
Mr. Tiwari, I don't have time to get a scholastic argument right now. Let me make some statements. First of all, Hindu Rashtra is not a nation state definition. It is not a theocratic nation state definition. RSS from day one, including Guruji, we have quoted, he says, we are not talking of, we have never talked of theocratic state. All through debates, all these years, very clearly RSS states, we are not talking of theocratic state because Hindu Dharma by itself is not theocratic. None of the kings, right from Chandragupta Maurya to Shivaji to Peshwas to southern kings, ever practiced religious monarchy. They practiced highly dharmic philosophy, which is basically non-religious, but only talking of duties and first of all. Secondly, do not compare way of life of Islam and Hinduism. Basic difference. Hindu is a purely pluralistic religion, dharma, way of life, which gives equal respect, not just tolerance, to all other religions, all other faiths. It is the only dharma which says Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti.
Yes.
That means all faiths lead to the same truth. Having said this, versus that, what is Islam and what is Christianity saying? Exclusivism. It is only my God, all other ways are false. So people who are talking of secularism are talking of the secularism imposed on India, who believe that India was born on 14th August midnight in 1947, vis-a-vis people like us who believe that India is a perennial civilization since 5,000, 10,000 years. They believe in secularism, which is respect to all religions, all faiths, not secularism imposed by Christians who killed all the cultures of America, Africa, Europe by pagans or
that's a deep lesson in history.
So,
Let's also
lesson of history.
Ratanji,
Hindus never did it. Indians never did it. So our concept of Sarva Dharma Sabhav is there in the blood.
Sir, let me give you a counter. Let me give you a counter. There is this theory. There is this theory that those people.
As long as Hindus dictate the day India becomes minor Hindus, you will have something like Middle East, something like Malaysia, something like African Banana republics, where you only you have no freedom of religion. Please look into that so-called Islamic state.
Sir, I am
there is no freedom of religion.
Ratanji,
there is no freedom of worship. So this is how they are talking of. There is no comparison between what they talk of Islamic state and what they talk of Hindu Rashtra.
This
whole concept is different.
This whole thought of civilization and perennial civilization and what you are talking about is all a lot of Aryan logic, because there is a huge...
there is again you make a mistake. There is no Aryan origin theory. It is proven totally false. So don't use the word Aryan. Aryan is civil society.
So there is
anybody is civil is Aryan.
So whoever, so they also invaded, they also thrust
they did not invade.
The original inhabitants of the so-called Jambudvipa
it is back out. A disproven theory. Anand, no. Please, it's a disproven theory. Aryan origin theory has gone wrong. Harvard study tells you that DNA of all the Indians, whether south, north, or Hindu,
so if that is the case, if that is the case, if that is the case, you are going by study. If you are going by study and so please correct yourself. 2003, 2004, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna Advani came out and said that Bharatiyata, like Deen Dayal Upadhyay, lean towards Bharatiyata more than Hindutva.
Yes.
The BJP will lean and talk more about Bharatiyata and not about Hindutva.
For me, Bharat is equal to Hindu because all the so-called philosophies.
Correct. So my point is, sir, then if that is the case, if that is,
they are not flowing of Islam. If they were flowing out of Islam,
if that is the case, let's go back. Let's open up.
Exclusivism. We would not have inclusive Republic of Faith.
Hang on.
Republic of Faith.
Hang on. Other panelists. Now, Shahid Siddiqui.
Anand.
Yes. One sec. I know you guys. I know there are counters. Let's everybody make their statement, because this is a debate where we need to understand all perspectives equally and see what everybody brings to the table. Devashish, I'll come to you after Shahid Siddiqui. Shahid Siddiqui. Now, what stands out is, despite tall leaders like Lal Krishna Advani, citing Deen Dayal Upadhyay. I have read stories, articles where you say people like Sister Nivedita coming out and saying Swami Vivekananda extolled the virtues of Bharatiyata or the syncretic ethos of our country more than attributing it to just Hindutva or Hinduness. People who live in this side, there are multiple interpretations of this word. So Atal Bihari Vajpayee in his wisdom in 2003 said we will follow Deen Dayal Upadhyay and say we'll talk about Bharatiyata because that is more inclusive. Indianness is what is important. But that seems to be completely dropped. Ratan Shardaji right now told me all lessons in history and even corrected me on my understanding that the Aryans actually invaded this Jambudvipa long time ago and pushed the Dravidians out. The Dravidians are the original inhabitants. No, there is a misproven theory. But this is also a truism that there are tall leaders within the party who are founders of the BJP who realize, and today on the 37th foundation day, I am saying, where is the Bharatiyata?
So what is Bharatiyata?
Why is Yogi Adityanath saying Hindu Rashtra and not saying Bharat Rashtra? My question, Shahid Siddiqui. Let's take it forward. Let's take it forward. So then call it Bharatiyata. Then say call it Bharat Rashtra. So then when Yogi Adityanath, sir, then my point.
Of Hindutva, the whole society is being debased.
Ratanji, Shahid Siddiqui. So my point, Shahid Siddiqui, is that
I'm going to shy away from the word because I'm proud of that.
No, you don't need to be shy. You don't need to shy away from the word, but you also need to respect what some of the leaders in their wisdom have understood that needs to be done to embrace this syncretic, that is amalgamated, absolutely a coherent, homogeneous ethos that is India. Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna, beg your pardon. Yeah, multiple flowers with the same root. Wrong word, delete the word homogeneous. That was the wrong adjective used. But Shahid Siddiqui, why is it that Yogi Adityanath said, let me clarify on Hindu Rashtra? Why didn't he say, Shahid Siddiqui, would you have liked him to say कि हिंदू राष्ट्र मत कहिए, भारत राष्ट्र कहिए, हिंदुत्व मत कहिए, भारतीयता कहिए? Would you have appreciated that?
No, it is. Can I speak now, Anand?
Yes.
Yes. You see, if there are two parts of it. One is the philosophical debate. I always appreciated the definition of Indianness, Bharatiyata, Hindutva given by Vivekanand or by S. Radhakrishnan, and I have always appreciated that. But there is another part, that is the idea of a Hindu Rashtra or a Hindutva, the definition or the interpretation given by Veer Savarkar or Guru Golwalkar ji and other RSS leaders. So we have to understand both. Let's not mix up the two. Secondly, what I would like to say is Hindutva is a different concept and Hindu Rashtra is a purely political concept. And as a political concept, what we are saying is that we are questioning the very foundations on which India has been built in last 70, 80 years, on which our constitution was built, on which we have come together. We have created this great nation and we are moving forward. So you are questioning the very foundations of that state and you want to create a new state that is a Hindu Rashtra. And that new state, Hindu Rashtra, will be based on the ideas of Guru Golwalkar and Veer Savarkar. And if it is that, then it will lead to a situation where...
Dr. Trivedi, come back into the debate, please. Then I'll go to Devashish Jararia.
I'm not talking of 1,000 years, of 10,000 years, of last 70, 80 years will be in peril. And therefore,
let Sudhanshu Trivedi come back.
India is not newborn baby of 70 years.
Now I would like to come on a purely technical...
Yes,
you must understand that today's terminology. Now let me finish. I've been hearing everybody patiently.
I would like to remind.
In today's environment, it is a political debate. I have opposed the idea of Pakistan.
So the philosophy is separate, the political ploy or the political aspect is separate. When you say Hindu Rashtra, Sudhanshu Trivedi, the charge is that you are very clearly, deliberately pushing a political agenda.
And let Bharatiya Rashtra bring everybody together.
Right.
Okay, I have listened to
Anand, this concept of Hindu Rashtra and the Muslim state
give me another 2 minutes
came in 1947. Pakistan became a Muslim state, but India didn't become a Hindu nation. When the constitution was framed, there was no term Hindu in the constitution.
There was no term secular also, sir.
There was no term secularism in the constitution. Because both Hinduism and secularism were the part and parcel of Indian culture, rather than secularism is the basic fundamental ethos of Hinduism. But unfortunately, when in 1970s the 42nd Amendment was done during the tyranny of emergency, the word secularism was interpreted with a political connotation or with a political agenda to subdue something. Then this debate is started in the different terms.
The word secular.
तो भाई इसलिए मैं कहना चाहता हूँ जब देश आजाद हुआ न हिंदू वर्ड था न सेकुलर वर्ड था. अब मैं उसी पे आ रहा हूं. हाउ हिंदुइज्म इज सेकुलर. मैं आपको जवाब देना चाहता हूं. दुनिया के हर धर्म में या हर संस्कृति में एक भगवान है, एक शैतान है। हमारे यहाँ भगवान राम भगवान है और रावण शैतान है। मगर जब रावण की भी डेथ हो रही होती है तो वो लक्ष्मण को भेजते हैं किसके चरणों में खड़े होकर इससे विद्या सीखो। देयर इज अ रिस्पेक्ट फॉर दोज हु यू कंसीडर एज इविल. Still they are having some quality, appreciate it. Here is the benevolence, here is the secularism, and what is the modern day connotation? Shahid Siddiqui ji, suniye, where India and Pakistan was created. The people come from Pakistan and they were very much adjusted in India. When India was not founded in the name of Hindu Brotherhood. When the Pakistan came in the name of Islamic Brotherhood. जो Indians यहाँ से गए उनको वो हाजिर क्या accept नहीं किया. And forget about even their Muslim. आपने बंगाली मुस्लिम को accept नहीं किया. उन्होंने बलूचियों को accept किया. उन्होंने कश्मीरियों को accept नहीं किया. पख्तून. This shows that when you are cut off from the basic fundamental cultural ethos of India, the automatic, the contradictions started and the problem starts. That's why India, which was based on a secular credential of the age-old Hindu tradition, is thriving in the 21st century.
You know what, sir? Let's stop using this word secular because this is the most misused and abused word today in our democracy. Ghanshyam Tiwari,
Gandhi, who's father of our nation, the idea of Hindu Rashtra was rejected by Dr.
That's why I did not use the word secularism.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, your point hasn't come across. Ghanshyam Tiwari, your point hasn't come across. You'll have to make your point again. I will come back to you, sir. But let me be fair to Devashish Jararia, sir. 30 minutes into the debate, he's not spoken at all. So let him get his word in. Let him come into this debate. My first submission to our panelists and to our viewers today is this word secular is the most misused, abused word by all political parties. Because if the concept is supposed to be admitted, then secularism means internationally indifference to or rejection or exclusion of religion and religious considerations.
This was invented by
the
Pope and
by whoever,
king.
Because you wanted to keep you wanted to separate the church and the state. I am saying in secularism, even broadly if you were to say, it would be appeasement
Indian
of
secularism
none,
is different
empowering
from the
of all,
secularism theory.
appeasement of no religion, empowering of all religion.
Yeah.
Let's now, does that happen? Does that happen in India? Does that happen in India, or are all political parties guilty of the former, that is appeasement of all, empowerment of none? That's the reality in India.
Okay,
so this secularism, this whole secularism ka choga also everybody has to take off. Devashish, go for to you.
Okay. So first of all, I want to comment Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar on this Hindu Rashtra kind of thing. A bitter thing cannot be made sweet. The taste of anything can be changed, but poison cannot be changed into nectar. So this is the kind of thing. The debate like we are talking about, we are taking the nation from 2017 before 1950s. So this is a very bad thing. What is Hindu Rashtra? What is the definition of Hindu Rashtra? What is the structure of Hindu Rashtra? When you say that Hindu Rashtra is some kind of notion, Hindu is not a religion, I fill a form in the government form, I take a religion that Hinduism is a religion. So that is also a debate. That is also a point to be made. The second thing is that if you say that secularism is not it's an idea, it's a lame idea, everybody has abused this idea. Let me quote you one thing, that even before writing this secularism word, the very basis of this constitution is on secularism. There are so many ways you can define secularism in this constitution. When our Article 14 said right to equality, when we say that the state cannot distinguish on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex and the place of birth. When you say there is freedom of conscience, free profession, practice of religion, cultural, educational right, all these things make this constitution secular. See,
all these things make this constitution reflect the true ethos of India. When you distribute tickets to a certain number of people from a particular caste community just to ensure that you keep them happy and you are trying to shore up the vote banks, that is appeasement. That is appeasement. That is contrary to what the so-called secular parties claim that they are secular. Sir, my point is that is not Indianness. That is not Indianness. The idea of a majoritarian-driven Rashtra is also not Indianness.
The idea of Hinduism is very much idea
tonight is, sir, everybody has a problem with Hindu Rashtra. Everybody is gunning for a Hindu Rashtra. I am saying, nobody is saying let's talk about a Bharat Rashtra. Why can't we embrace this whole idea of Bharatiyata? What is the problem there? Ghanshyam Tiwari coming back to you and then Ratan Sharma.
Yogi Adityanath was talking, Kamal Faruqui was not an ordinary guy. He was sitting on a constitutional pool.
You basically talk about constitution versus what Yogi Adityanath is talking about. The idea of Hindu Rashtra was founded by people who did not participate in freedom struggle, who had no no role in the formation of India as we know today. Who did not
they are trying to take this
debate, did not shape the mindset of people who won
Ghanshyam Tiwari, then what was the concept of Mahatma Gandhi's Ram Rajya?
Was dismissed by Mahatma Gandhi. It was dismissed by Rabindranath Tagore, who wrote Jan Gan Man. It was dismissed by Dr.
Mahatma Gandhi का राम राज्य क्या था? अगर आज की definition से माने तो वो सांप्रदायिक हो गए.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, with due respect, sir.
Remember, Lohia was totally opposed to Gandhi, so don't quote Gandhi because Lohia didn't like Gandhi and Nehru. So respect your Lohia at least. And when you talk of all this, let me tell you, when you talk of constitution, when you talk of Ambedkar wrote huge stones. You cannot quote one sentence and talk about Ambedkar, just like you cannot of Gandhi. Don't try to brand these people in your own color.
Was cooperating with
you are the people who don't who talk purely on religious basis. If I talk Bharatiyata, tomorrow you will oppose that also. Because when you want to defend Bharatiyata, you will come back to the terms which I use for Hindutva. There is no difference. How do you define Bharatiyata? Same pluralism, same tolerance, same respect for all, same respect for plurality. What else do you talk about? Respect for all cultures? How do you talk about Bharatiyata? Tell me.
India the way it is.
No, what Bharatiya you talk about? You talk about same issues. Is your idea of India?
Idea of Bharatiyata is that any Indian anywhere, he is Indian, he has equal rights, he or she has equal
rights.
Right. So let's ask this, sir. Let's ask this, sir.
Misrepresenting Hindutva, that's why you're complaining.
Let's ask this,
your eyes are green tinted with the old secular frames. You cannot read it properly.
Which party today in this country, sir, does not look at the
secularism is not a phrase,
no. Which party in this country does not look if this person is a Yadav, if this person
Anand,
is a Sharma, if this person is a Maurya, if this person is a Khan, or if this person is an Ilmi or whoever it is, they don't look at the surname and decide कि इसका जात क्या है, इसका religion क्या है. Which political party today in this country says, let's just look at, we don't even want the name, let's just look at the nationality. If this person is Indian, that person matters to us. Which party does it, sir? Which party does it, sir? Which party says, which party contributes and says, what is your contribution to India, and I will give you a ticket to fight because of that? Which party does that, sir? Where is the Indianness amongst all the parties who are talking about a problem with the Hindu Rashtra and Hindutva just because it's called Hindu Rashtra and Hindutva? They don't even know the difference. They don't even know what Bharatiyata actually means, Kamal Faruqui. So that's my argument. Everybody is getting into semantics. They have a problem because it is somebody like Yogi Adityanath who said it. And they have a problem because they don't know whether this is actually a political ploy or is he actually extolling philosophy.
Can Kamal Faruqui tell one Muslim nation where he has right to freedom for other people to worship? Or to have the temples.
No, I don't want to respond to you, Mr. Sharda. I don't want to respond to you because I know about it. Please keep quiet. I have to answer him. No, Mr. Sharda. I don't want to go into the cross debate like this. Please, Anand, ask him to keep quiet for a while because I have been. No, Mr. Ratan, have respect for the others also.
Okay, carry on.
Have respect for the others also. Yes, I am trying to do two things. In fact, during the discussion, two things have come up. If anybody has got any misbelief about the Hindu as a religion, I think we are fooling ourselves. Otherwise, tell me, while dealing with the reservation, why under Article 341, the word Hindu has been used. The reservation will be given to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, provided they practice the Hindu religion. My friend will answer me, what do they mean by this? Number one. Number two, we are talking about the appeasement. It is not the appeasement. This is the appeasement versus the republic. You see, in UP, in fact, we have got almost every fifth person in UP is a Muslim. But you see that absolutely there is no representation of the Muslims in the entire house. So this is not appeasement. This is the republic. We are talking about the republic where democracy will not be.
No, but then Kamal Faruqui, if you are actually talking about the idea of India,
everybody.
No, but Kamal Faruqui,
yes,
that is my humble submission, Mr. Faruqui, is that just like we are questioning this entire motive behind calling it Hindu and Hindu Rashtra and the association to Hinduness, my question to you, sir, is why should it be a problem for any Indian that somebody from his religion is not representing somebody in the house or this one? Because if the true concept of Indianness and Bharatiyata, it should not matter
Because that is the whole concept of republic.
As long as those people work towards the betterment of society as a whole and do their job without choosing.
It is the question because
my question is, sir, governance has to be for all, appeasement has to be for none. And whoever delivers that, why should I look at that person?
You are right.
Why should I wonder? Why should I bother if that person is a Muslim or not, is a Christian or not, is a Hindu or not in terms of the religious practice?
I just want to respond to this. I just want to respond to this. In democracy, it is very, very important. All sections of the society have got a partnership in the whole governance.
Yes, all sections of the society have to be empowered, sir. They don't have to be appeased. They don't have to be pandered to, sir. They have to be empowered. And if that empowerment has not happened by a certain disposition which has been in governance for a large part of our independent India, sir, you hold them responsible.
Yes, appeasement. And empowerment and political empowerment is also an empowerment. Political empowerment is also an empowerment. That's a part and parcel of the oneness of the country.
Small technical correction.
Yeah.
Faruqi,
I'm not talking about secularism because I have already suffered a lot about the secularism. The way the people have been using it.
Not Muslim, not Christian, not Parsi. All of them are Hindus because even constitution makers could not define Hindu. Because all the people in this Hindustan or Bharat are Hindus. So those who are not only those were defined. You know this very well.
Yeah.
So that is a play of the word you're talking about.
But my point is
would you kindly respond to 341?
If the constitution of Ratan
Mr. Sharda, would you kindly respond to 341? What do you mean by that?
Sudhanshu Trivedi, here's the problem.
Then
here's the problem.
That is the nature of Hinduism which respects all. In Islamic countries it will not happen.
So no, let's not get...
In Islamic countries it will not happen.
Let's come back to your previous point and Sudhanshu Trivedi, Dr. Sahab. If what Ratan Sharda says is true, and I'm sure that he is obviously studied and the definition of Hindu by the Constitution, which says not any other religion, that person is a Hindu, because it became difficult to define a Hindu. But if that segregation has already happened, then when you talk about Hindu Rashtra, you are talking about anybody and everybody who's not a Muslim, not a Christian, not a Parsi or anybody.
For me, sir, Hindu definition is geographical, cultural, and it is not religious.
Sir, whatever is the definition.
Please be sure, it is not religious at all.
Sir, whatever is the definition.
That is the problem that you are mixing up.
Whatever is the definition for you, you just cited what is there in the Constitution. So let's
not geographical.
So let's Sudhanshu Trivedi.
When I talk of Hindu Rashtra, Anand, I do not talk of...
No, that is you talking about. That is you talking. You quoted the Constitution. You quoted the Constitution. Sir, RSS is not running the country. RSS is running the country. Are you accepting that it is RSS calling the shots in this country? Then I have serious problems about this Hindu Rashtra agenda. As per the Constitution, anybody who is not a Parsi, Muslim, Christian, etc. is a Hindu. So if you are talking about a Hindu Rashtra, you are talking about an exclusive nation, not an inclusivity.
It comes from Parsi.
So then you are mixing. So then you are
geographical, cultural entity. It is not a faith-based entity. That is what court has said.
Then you are conveniently using.
That is what court has said.
No, then you are conveniently using philosophy and political inferences or religious connotations as and when convenient.
I am not opposed Constitution.
No, but Sudhanshu Trivedi, sir, if the Constitution tonight says that the Hindu is somebody who is not Muslim, not Christian, not Parsi or Zoroastrian or any other religion as far as a religious purpose, let the BJP also follow what Atal Bihari ji and Lal Krishna Advani have said, inspired by Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji. Let's talk about Bharatiyata. Why can't because Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself has not talked about Hindutva. He has not talked about a Hindu Rashtra. He has talked about what he said is the original philosophy, which is Vipra Ekam Sat Vipra Bahutavadanti. Yes, जी.
अभी कमाल फारूकी साहब ने एक रिजर्वेशन की बात कही.
हाँ.
देखिए, जब रिजर्वेशन की बात आती है तो मुस्लिम की कास्ट भी रिजर्वेशन में है और क्रिश्चियंस की कास्ट भी रिजर्वेशन क्लेम करते हैं. तो व्हेन यू क्लेम अबाउट रिजर्वेशन through caste system, we originate from the Rig Ved's Dasham Mandal, it means you yourself consider that you are part of the Hindu culture. You should accept it. You have changed your way of worship, but still you consider yourself as the part and parcel of the same culture and also try to get benefit out of that.
This is a convenient twist to the debate,
Now I am coming to the Bharatiyata. You know, भाई अब मुझे पूरी बात कर लेने दीजिए.
कर लीजिए.
मैंने शांति से सबकी बात सुनी.
कर लीजिए.
देखिए साहब, घनश्याम तिवारी जी की पार्टी के आइडियोलॉग राम मनोहर लोहिया जी ये कहते थे कि राम और कृष्ण के बिना और शिव के बिना इस देश की कल्पना नहीं है. डॉक्टर अंबेडकर का डॉक्यूमेंटेड है कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली में कि संस्कृत शुड बी द नेशनल लैंग्वेज ऑफ इंडिया. एंड नाउ कमिंग टू भारत, भारत दुनिया में एकमात्र देश है which never went for invasion. You know why? If at all you consider Hinduism as a religion, it never believes in conversion. That's why India never went for invasion. और अब आपने अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी की बात कही, तो अटल जी की एक कविता थी, बहुत फेमस कविता थी, हिंदू तनमन हिंदू जीवन रग रग हिंदू मेरा परिचय. उसकी अंतिम लाइन है, उसमें सारा सार है, हिंदुइज्म बिलीव इन कॉन्करिंग सेल्फ नॉट कॉन्करिंग अदर्स. उन्होंने कहा, होकर स्वतंत्र मैंने कब चाहा मैं कर लूं जग को गुलाम, मैंने तो सदा सिखाया है करना अपने मन को गुलाम. गोपाल राम के नामों पर कब मैंने अत्याचार किया, कब दुनिया को हिंदू करने घर घर को नरसंहार किया. भूभाग नहीं शत शत मानव के हृदय जीतने का निश्चय, हिंदू तनमन हिंदू जीवन रग रग हिंदू मेरा परिचय. This is the sum and substance of Bharatiya.
But then he also said,
whatever you are saying,
but then he also said that given the way this word Hindu, this whole idea of concept of Hindutva has been abused, misused, or conveniently portrayed and used, he has also said, sir, Atal Bihari ji has also said that I prefer Bharatiyata over Hindutva now.
No.
हमारी पार्टी में हिंदुत्व वाले भी हैं, ये भी उन्होंने कहा 2004 में. सर, जनवरी 2004 में उन्होंने ये भी कहा एक इंटरव्यू में, मैंने पढ़ा है, आप भी पढ़ सकते हैं, इसको मैं आपको बता भी सकता हूं. उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि हमारी पार्टी में हिंदुत्व वाले भी हैं, रहेंगे, लेकिन भारतीयता में हमको जोर देना चाहिए. एल.के. अडवाणी जी also said let's focus on Bharatiyata because that is Indianness. Sir, I am not saying all parties are right or wrong. I am questioning Yogi Adityanath.
In my opinion,
if he wants this to be a Hindu Rashtra, sir, I would rather he turns and says I want this to be a Bharat Rashtra so that it is sabka saath, sabka vikas, because that's the ideology, appeasement of none, empowerment of all. That's the true ethos, sir. Sir, this Hindu Rashtra debate is very engaging because there is a very thin line which differentiates philosophy from political ploy or political agenda. Let's go what is acceptable to all. That is, this is Bharat, this is Bharatiyata we are talking about, this is Bharat Rashtra we are talking about. So please, my humble suggestion as we wind up this entire debate, let us debate Bharat Rashtra. To Yogi Adityanath also.
This is the duty of the person.
Let him clarify that he meant Bharat Rashtra and not Hindu Rashtra. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you.